Hello, welcome to episode 2.
Here's our blanket, excellent.
Asymmetrical twist. Dropping and sinking.
Notice how the
So just notice. Joining us for the second episode next week. Namaste. Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Namaste Yoga. I'm your host, Melissa West, and I'm here with my friends today, My Merit from 123kidsyoga.com and Carrie Krentz-Kerr, who's also a yoga teacher and fitness instructor extraordinaire. So today we're going to continue along on our journey. We started a series last week on working with some of the Hindu deities. And I encourage you to go back and look at the last one if you haven't seen it already. We started with Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. And this week we're going to connect with Shiva. And Shiva is known as the god of destruction. So go ahead and rest back. Okay, so begin to settle in and start to become aware of your breath, following the in breath and the out breath. So Shiva is part of a trilogy of gods known Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma being the creator, Shiva being the destroyer, and Vishnu being the preserver. And so these things go together. They're the cycle of birth, life, and death. And so I think that each breath that we take, we can connect with these three parts. So as you're breathing here, as you breathe in, you're birthing a breath. There's that pause, which is that life of the breath. And then there's the breath out, which is the ending of the breath, the death, the destruction of the breath. So we experience this cycle each time that we breathe. So you can start to tune into it that way. And then I think oftentimes in our Western culture, we're a little bit, we don't really react too kindly to the idea of destruction. We shy away from it. We're fearful of it. But the kind of destruction that Shiva brings in is not negative at all. It's in fact very powerful. Shiva comes in to destruct that in our life which is no longer useful to us. And so it could be physical patterns or physical things that aren't helping you along your way. It could be thoughts, it could be emotions, and it could be objects on your spiritual path as well. So Shiva is really known to destroy our imperfections in order to ensure our spiritual progress. He destroys our illusions, desires, and ignorance. He destroys our evil and negative nature. He destroys our old memories so that we can move on with the movement of time. He destroys our relationships, attachments, impurities, physical and mental wrongdoings, the effect of bad karma, our passions and emotions, and many things that stand between us and our progress and our inner transformation. So I want you to just reflect right now and notice what in your life is ready to come to an end, to experience a death. So in yoga this week, I've been using a couple of examples from my own life to help ground this. So one thing that I've been saying to my students is that about a year ago, I remember saying that I don't want to be in relationship with anybody anymore that doesn't have an open heart and lives their truth. And it was really interesting because I said it really emphatically. And at that time, all of a sudden, of course, all these relationships started ending, and it was really challenging and difficult. But then ultimately, after the end of that destruction, there was this birth of all these really new and wonderful friendships with people who are living their truth and have their hearts wide open. And I'm just so grateful and thankful for that now. So just consider what that might be in your life. It could be any number of things that you want to invite in this Shiva, the god of destruction. And the other really interesting thing about Shiva is that Shiva is also known as the god of good. So that when we invite in that destruction, it's not in a way that is judgmental or critical of anything going on in our lives. It's in a way that honors our inner goodness and wants to see the best for ourselves. So when you have that in mind, let's just set a little intention around it, that we invite in the destruction, the death of that thing, as we go into our practice today. And then when you're ready, you can start to wiggle and stretch out a little bit. And we're going to start with an exercise to release the shoulders and a little bit the hips so that the legs release out of the pelvis. So we'll start with the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor. And before we even do this, I want you to just notice the way the body's connecting with the ground to see if you feel parts that are more lifted off, and pay particular attention to the space behind the neck and in the low back. And we're just going to start by rolling the head from side to side. So we'll breathe in, center, and breathe out and roll the head to the side. And then we'll inhale the head back center, and I'm going to get you to hold on to your elbows. And we're going to breathe in here, breathe out, roll your head to the side, lower the elbows to the same side. Breathe in, center. Breathe out, lower. Are you okay? Do you want to go get a drink of water? So as the head goes to the right, the elbows lower to the right. And as the head rolls to the left, the elbows lower to the left. Getting into that throat chakra there first thing with the, with the head rolls. Actually, I was just thinking that, destruction can take so many forms. And I was thinking how all week I've been fighting this cold, and I've got this little cold right now, and that's a sign of something being purged from your body. I think Carrie's gonna have a hairball. Okay, and then we'll inhale back center, and now we'll keep the head in the center, and we'll lower the elbows to the right, and breathe in, center. And breathe out, lower the elbows to the left. And breathe in, center. Breathing in, breathing out. Elbows go to the left, head goes to the right. And then switching. So elbows and head go opposite direction. Okay, and then bring everything back center. This time the head and elbows are going to roll to the right and the knees are going to sway to the left. And then we'll breathe that in center. Breathe out, elbows and knees to the right. No, you know what I mean. Opposite arms and heads, and you guys will figure it out. Head and elbows to the left, knees to the right. Okay, now the elbows and knees will continue to go opposite, but your head will go with the knees. Does that make sense? So elbows to the right, head and knees to the left. Okay, and then bring everything back center, and I want you to just check in with your body again. So I think this is another example of how we experience, these are kind of big words for it, but destruction, death of tension in the body. We usually talk about a release of tension in the body. And then you experience that softness, that opening in the body. So we experience these kind of patterns of death, life, and death, birth, life, and death all the time in our yoga class, even just through the changes that happen in our physical body. Okay, so we're going to do keyhole stretch. So we'll cross the right leg over the left leg, opening that right leg out to the side, and we're going to draw the left knee in, holding on the hamstring or the shin of the left leg, but with a deep knee flexion in the left leg. So we'll release the hips a little bit. And then slowly release. And we'll uncross and cross the left leg over the right leg, really opening up that left knee. And we'll draw the right knee into the chest, holding on the hamstring or the shin. And then we'll release those legs again, and we're going to do, that was external rotation of the hip. Now we're going to do internal rotation of the hip, being very cautious of the knees here. Bringing the right leg up to the side, right foot up to the side, internally rotating that right leg. Bringing the right knee toward the ground, but more than the right knee being on the ground, you want to lengthen the right leg long out of the pelvis. And really pay attention to the stretch being in the belly of the muscle and not in the knees. And then you want to come out just as mindfully as you went in. I don't know if you guys ever find this, but we're very mindful when we go into poses, and then we tend to come out of them haphazardly. And I find if I'm ever going to hurt myself, it's usually in coming out of a pose, not going into it. So let's go to the other side, internally rotate. So just noticing the difference between the two sides for you. Being very mindful of your body, your knees, keeping the stretch in the belly of the muscle and out of the joints. So we'll come out of that nice and slowly. Great. And then you can bend your knees and roll to your side or rock yourself up. And we're going to do a lunge pose. So we'll come onto our knees, and you might want to double up your mat in case, so you have a little bit of extra padding underneath the knees. And let's start by taking the left leg forward for lunge pose. And in class this week, I've been giving a few options. So one would be to stay here. The other would be to come into more of like a lizard-like pose where you come maybe down onto the forearms on the inside. And then the third option would be to come upright with the arms up. So just check in and notice what's going to be best for you. I like that. Everybody likes that one. It gets really deep into the joint. So that's the version with the, called lizard sometimes. It feels nice. Yeah, and if you can't, like, I had a student this week who just put a bolster on the inside of her knees and rested on the bolster. That was quite nice too. Okay, shall we switch sides? Right, so then we'll walk the right leg through. For lunge. And so staying here, bringing both hands to the inside and lowering, or coming into the upright position. And you know your body best, you know what it needs the most. Okay, and then we'll release and come up or lower down. And we're actually going to, how are we going to do this? We're going to need to use the wall, and at home you'll need to find a piece of wall, or you could probably do this on your couch too. If you've got a chair that has a couch that has a, what would you call that part of the couch? The back, not the back of the couch, yeah, something like that. Anyway, you'll find a spot in your house. We're going to use the wall, and probably we'll just need to take our mats against the wall. Yeah, that's fine. You can use the sidewall. All right, and what we're going to do is place the right knee between the wall and the ground. So you'll put it in that corner. Have either of you done this? You did this one on the retreat. Have you done this one before? Oh yeah, this is a good stretch. Okay. Now, it might be enough to stay here and keep this front left knee down and start to work up that way. If this is feeling okay, you can bring the left leg up, and then you might stay here with the left leg up. A little more would be to bring the hands up to the thighs. Yeah, and then, yeah, you feel those runner's quads right now? Oh yeah, this is a big one. The first time I tried this stretch, I thought, wow, this is one of the biggest stretches I've ever done in yoga. Yeah. We're destroying the tightness in the quads. Okay, let's slowly lower it down. Oh. Come out slowly. Okay, we survived the first side. Time for the other side. Let's take the left knee into the space between the wall. Okay. And then we're going to bring the right leg up. Okay. So you can stay here. You can come up when you're leaning forward. Or you can come all the way up. Is that a permanent tattoo on your foot? Is it new? Okay, close up on Maya's tattoo. Does Brian know? Okay. When did you get it? Yesterday, okay. Wow. I thought that was new. Are you going to do close-up on it? No? Okay, slowly lower down. Did it hurt? Really? Okay. She's got an Om sign on her foot now. Okay, so we just need to recover from that for a minute, right? Okay. But actually, when we come up, we're going to do one of Shiva's forms. Shiva's not only the god of destruction and the god of goodness, but also Shiva's one of his forms is as the Lord of Dance. And so we're going to work with a lot of different dancer pose. And so you'll be thankful we did that, because it's going to feel really easy after we did that. So we put our mats back, and we're going to stand, and we're going to do some sun salutations. When I think about Shiva, I think about masculine strength, and I think about the destructive power of fire. And in a really positive sense. And I've been thinking all week about forest fires, how they've done research now that shows that they're actually beneficial. They allow for a forest to continue grow. Yeah. Okay, would it be better? Let's do it this way. I think it would be better. Okay, let's stand at the top of the mat. And we'll bring our hands into prayer position at the heart. And let's make a little space in the palms, opening the palms, fingertips together, heels of the hands together. And just recalling your intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. So we're going to do some sun salutations today to create heat in the body and to build strength in the body. So we're going to inhale and reach up, lifting the heart up to the sun. Exhale, hip hinge. You can bend the knees here. Hands are going to come onto the legs. We're going to inhale, flat back to prepare for plank as you walk back right and left legs. We're going to exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Option to lower the knees there. Inhale, lift up, cobra. Exhaling, down dog. We'll inhale, walk the right foot in. Exhale, walk the left foot in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward, knees bend. Inhale, coming up. Lift the heart to the sun. And exhale, hands prayer position. Breathing in and breathing out. So I'm thinking about today, which is a very rainy day here. But the sun's always shining even when the clouds cover it. So we can still connect with that sunshine. So we'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, hip hinge, flat back to come down. Inhale. Flat back to set up for plank, left foot back and right foot back. Exhale, we'll lower down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left foot in. Exhale, right foot in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, option to bend the knees here. Exhale. Did I almost hit you? Hands to the heart. This is the distraction class. Okay, I think you girls both did like full chaturangas, right? Okay, I think I better show the option of the knees down. Somebody's got to show the option here, so that'll be. I'll take on that task. Okay, let's breathe in and breathe out. Well, inhale, reach up, lifting the heart. Exhale, flat back hinge. Inhale, flat back to prepare for plank. Walk the right foot back and the left foot back. Okay, so the option here is that the knees can lower down. You want the elbows in tight to the body as you lower down. Inhale, lifting the heart, cobra. Exhaling, down dog. Inhaling, walking the right foot in. Exhaling, walking the left foot in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. And inhale, up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, flat back hinge. Inhale, flat back. To prepare for plank, left foot back and right foot back. Option, the knees can come to the ground as you lower down, chaturanga. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, down dog. Inhaling, left foot in. Exhaling, right foot in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, flat back hinge. Inhale, straighten the back. Walking the right foot back and the left foot back. Exhale, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, shoulders down away from the ears for cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot in. Exhale, left foot in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back to come up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then we'll breathe in, reach up. Exhale, flat back hinge. Inhale, flat back, preparing for plank. Walking the left foot back and the right foot back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale. Down dog. Inhale, left foot in. Exhale, right foot in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, down. And inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Breathing in. Breathing out. Feeling the heat in the body. All right, shall we try a few different versions of dancer? Okay, let's start by standing on the, I'm going to turn sideways. We'll stand on the left foot to begin, and you're going to bend the right leg. So you're holding onto the right ankle or the right foot and lining up the two legs. So you'll probably find this is a little easier to do. We'll take the left hand up. So anytime, girls. This is just going to be like, I'll do this pose, huh? We're going to inhale here, exhale, drawing the heel away from the buttocks. Good. And the more the heel pulls away, the more the arm gets pulled back, and then you get a back bend. Good. You got the wobbly floor there. That's the problem. This is one of those poses one of those balancing poses. Okay, well, maybe the right side's the good side, right? Yes, okay. So let's place the right foot on the floor, lengthen the right leg down. Gonna bend the left knee. Holding on to the left foot or the left ankle. Yeah, do you usually do this with the inside hand? Yeah, so that's okay. So you can see Mai does it differently. And when Ninka was here last week, she was showing that version too. And you can do it with your thumb on your toe. Yeah. And then it's actually the Shiva mudra then too, which we'll do at the end. Yeah. Okay. So tail tuck, I'm going to try it that way too. Ooh, feels different. Inhale. Exhale, heel draws away from the buttocks. That pulls the arm back and opens the chest. I actually like that because it opens the shape of the arm. The shoulder goes into external rotation. We should use that one more. Ooh, okay. Of course, when we get our feet on our heads, this will no longer be an issue, right? We'll just, then the position of the hands no longer an issue. Okay, the other ones that I wanted to do with you, maybe they're a little simpler in a way. We'll face you for this, and we won't mirror you because it's a little confusing. We'll cross the right leg behind the left leg, and you can hook it. That could be the position. Or if today's a balance challenge day, you didn't get enough sleep last night, keep the right foot on the ground. The right hand's going to go up, the left hand's going to go down. And that is it. Shiva Nataraj. And slowly lower. And we'll do that on the other side. The only thing that switches is the feet, though. You'll stand on your right foot, cross the left one behind. Right hand still goes up, left hand comes down. This version is from Gertrude Hershey's book, her mudra book, the green mudra book. Great resource. I'm wondering what it would be like to come up onto my toes in this one. Tricky, yeah. I could just feel my arch really lifting in that when I was doing it. And then I was thinking about how if you have fallen arches, doing things on your toes is really good for them. So that's really challenging, though. It's good to play with, though. Okay, the other one, this one was one that Ninka came up with a few weeks ago in class. And then Ninka was on the show last week. We're going to cross the right leg over the left leg. We're going to do eagle's legs so that either the toes could stay on the ground or they could cross all the way over. And then we're going to do Shiva Shakti arms, where the arms intertwine and come up. Okay, and then we'll release that. Whew. Shake and wiggle out. All right, and then we'll do that on the other side too. So we'll bend the right knee, cross the left leg over the right leg, maybe hook. Okay, and then the arms come up. Okay, good. All right, and then release. Let's just do wide-legged standing forward fold as a counter pose to all of those Shiva poses. Oh, my hip joints this week. Oh, you ever have those weeks where your body feels like what you imagine it might feel like when you're 70 or 80? Maybe it's the rainy day. I'm too young to be. Really? Are you feeling the dampness in the body? I do feel it in my joints. Yeah, I'm not even really able to fully surrender here to that. Forward fold. Carrie says my husband's gonna give me a massage later. Problem is, I probably owe him. I told him we have to come back in another life where I'm just a servant. Because I owe him. But that we could keep up this relationship this way for now. It's suiting me just fine. I'll come back and balance the karma another time. It works right this time. Yeah, right? He might owe me from another life. That's right. Okay, slowly up. Okay. All right. Okay, in yoga, the Shiva and Shakti, as you learned last week from the Ganesh class, are like, they're the rulers of the universe. So I was thinking that in yoga there's two poses that are considered the king of all poses and the queen of all poses. And headstand is considered the king of all poses. Now, we're not going to do it because I'm not there with you to be able to help you, but we're going to do a preparation for it. But you're not going to do this if you have any neck injuries or any problems in your cervical spine whatsoever. You're just going to take a break right now. But what we're going to do, if it's safe for your body, is you're going to come down on your mat and you're going to place the forearms so that they're parallel. And what you'll find is as we go into this, most of you will find what will happen is the elbows will start to creep out. But you want to really keep them in and try and keep the elbows and the wrists parallel as much as you can. And actually just feel that in your shoulders here versus if you take your elbows out, feel the difference in the strength in the shoulders. One feels much more stable to me. Yeah, so we want to be with that stable structure. Then what you're going to do is place your head on the ground, and you're going to place the top of the head on the ground so the back of the neck is long. It's not going to look like this, where you're on your forehead more. That's going to create compression in the vertebra at the back of the neck. So right on the top of the head, and then we'll breathe in and we'll breathe out into a down dog here with your head on the floor. Lots of weight, lots of strength pouring through the forearms here. Then that will lift the weight off the head too. Nicely done. And you want to keep reaching that weight back and into the legs. Yeah, that's the direction of, so just like you normally would in down dog, reaching that weight back. Okay, and we don't need to. Okay, and then we're going to come up and just release the neck a little bit. With the chin to the chest. And then just a little neck circles here too. So for our back bend today, we're going to go back to the same shape as the dancer standing, but we'll do it lying on our bellies. We'll do a half bow pose. Okay, so we'll lie down on our bellies. And you're going to pelvic tilt so the low back stays long, rooting and grounding through the pubic bone, lifting up through the pelvic floor and hollowing out through the belly. We'll bend the right knee in, and you can get a strap here if you can't reach, and hook the strap around the foot. You're going to reach around and hold on to the ankle if you can reach it. You can do that inside of the foot position here too. We're going to inhale here, and we'll exhale, and you'll draw the foot away from the body, and that will lift the upper body. So you want to make sure that you're rooting, really rooting through, this looks so great, through the back of the, through the front of the pelvis, and the low back stays long. So oh, it looks better than it is. So it should be that there could be some movement there. That's better. Yeah. How did you adjust that? You just softened. You thought about softening. Yeah. So keeping the low back soft. You don't want those lumbar vertebrae to crunch up. And also the other thing here is to keep the chin tucked in the back of the neck long. Yeah, so that you, otherwise your neck might be sore tomorrow from doing these back bends. Okay, and then slowly lower down. Good, and wiggle the hips from side to side. Just to release that low back in case there was any compression in the lumbar. Okay, and then we'll bend the right leg in, reach around, and we're doing the hold where you hold on to the inside of the foot. That is nice because it really rolls the shoulder back and out. And then we'll breathe in here and breathe out. Heel draws away, lifts the upper body. And then we'll slowly lower down and push yourself up and back. into child's pose with the knees right underneath you. Okay, so we'll slowly roll up through the spine and we'll bring the legs long in front of us. And we'll slide the left leg in, cross the left leg over the right leg with the full left foot, the full buttocks on the ground. And we're going to see about bending the right heel up to the left buttocks. Okay, when you do that, if either the foot or the left buttocks lifts off the ground, then you want to go back to having the left leg long. Yeah, you good? Okay, so see how much you can lengthen up through the back of the pelvis too. Good. Wrap the right arm around the left leg. Take the left arm to the base of the spine and lengthen it up. And then we'll unravel. That one always makes you think of a pretzel. It is kind of pretzelish. Okay, we'll slide the right leg in, cross the right leg over the left leg, sink the right buttocks, the right foot on the ground, bending the left heel up to the right buttocks. Feeling the full right foot, full right buttocks on the ground. Wrap the left arm around the right leg and lengthen up. And then come back center, and we're going to sit cross-legged. So Shiva is often pictured sitting and meditating in the Himalayan mountains. So we'll come to a cross-legged position. That is one of his things. He dances, he meditates, and he loves on Shakti, his partner, and we'll learn about her more next week. In fact, it's Shakti who finally distracts him from the meditation. Okay, so let's take the left hand, and you're going to make a cup with the left hand. And then you're going to bend your right fingers in and stick your right thumb up, and that's going to be placed on that left hand. So this is a Shiva mudra. Elbows will be back so that the chest can be broad and wide. And we'll close our eyes and we'll take some nice long, slow, deep breaths. So you could choose to finish your practice in the seated position with the Shiva Mudra, or if you'd like to, you could lie down for Shavasana now. Begin to reflect back on your practice today, noticing what stands out to you as most significant. Perhaps it was inviting in some form of destruction, whether to the physical, the emotional, thoughts, the spiritual. Maybe it was connecting with your inner goodness. Perhaps it was dancing the dance of creation, the Nataraj. Just notice what really resonated for you and spoke to you. And then consider how you'll carry it with you out into your week this week. Maybe what way you'll invite in that Shiva nature, that power of destruction. Destruction so that you can begin the dance of creation, Nataraj. Perhaps it's simply connecting with your goodness, recognizing your goodness. And that feels complete. You can begin to wiggle and stretch out. And we'll bring our hands to the prayer position for Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us for the 25th episode of Namaste Yoga. Next week we'll have our 6-month mark, the 26th episode. Thanks so much to Dave and Victor from Prima Clothing for our awesome new t-shirts. I think they look great on the camera. And just to let you know too that if you're interested in running kids yoga classes in the Toronto area, that Mai is available for those, and you can go for contact information. You can go to her website 123kidsyoga.com for those. And as always, check out my website, melissawest.com, for lots of episodes of Namaste Yoga, and as well lots of episodes of Returning to the Body Mind, my radio show too, with Contact Talk Radio. So I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you all next week when we work with Shakti, universal life force energy.